This has to be by far one of the most disturbing things in these Epstein files.
Talking about he wants everyone in the world to have his DNA. He didn't say I want every woman in the world to have my baby. He said I want everyone in the world to have my DNA. And he's working with and communicating with the people that are making the RNA, and he's talking about utilizing that as a delivery system with some of his own DNA. It's quite possible, after me reading that everyone that has gotten that Jabberwocky is walking around with Epstein's DNA in their body. If he was successful, there are millions of people walking around with some of his genetic code inside of them so that he can live on forever through everyone else. This is narcissism 10x. Epstein is talking about he wants everyone in the world to have his DNA. He didn't say I want every woman in the world to have my baby. He said I want everyone in the world to have my DNA. And he's working with and communicating with the people that are making the RNA, and he's talking about utilizing that as a delivery system with some of his own DNA. It's quite possible, after me reading that everyone that has gotten that Jabberwocky is walking around with Epstein's DNA in their body. If he was successful, there are millions of people walking around with some of his genetic code inside of them so that he can live on forever through everyone else. This is narcissism 10x. Epstein is talking about he wants everyone in the world to have his DNA. He didn't say I want every woman in the world.
Shalom. Call Law YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son. In the name of the Holy Spirit. Shalom, Salakia. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. And real quick, man, I want to go into this, what you just seen. Okay, I'm going to play a few more clips, but this guy is evil personified. Okay, and it's going to show you how basically he had a big hand in those C9 yabs, man. Okay, what you people took it, and what you need to be asking yourself now is, are you Jeffrey Epstein? Is Jeffrey Epstein in you? Somebody said we are Jeffrey Epstein, right? So let's go ahead and play another clip. Let's go right here, all right? Because this guy also had very low T levels, and he was basically infertile. Okay, let's play this.
Listen to this.
So this is cool. I hate to say I told you so, but I did. All of society's problems are caused by men with low T. The least shocking news to come out of the Epstein case is an email thread between Jeffrey and his doctor showing that he had testosterone levels of 145. That's close to womanhood. He was an old man. He was supposed to have low testosterone. No, it goes way deeper than that. Like most low T men, his next goal was to bring everybody else down with it. This email thread on December 17th, 2018 shows a premeditated plan to make men more feminine. Literally talking about finding ways to disrupt our hormones or block our testosterone production and pump our estrogen in order to feminize men. Talking about targeting our children as young as 3 years old because it's easier to manipulate their genetics at a younger age. Talking about sexual fantasies with women with masculine features and men with feminine features. Transgenderism has been a psyop the entire time. The elites are literally planning how to turn us into soft, squishy losers for their own amusement. These are the same people who put in the media that toxic masculinity is the #1 threat to American society. This is clear, undeniable proof of a premeditated attack on our hormones.
And this is what Esau does. But you all will look at these people and extend them an olive branch while they have a fucking drawn pistol with the safety off.
Right, you the devil. Scripture says, never trust thine enemy. This video comes from GMS Tazabah Amath 35482. You can go watch and subscribe this whole video. Let's grab another one real quick and grab a few precepts showing his relation to the C9. It says, update, the Epstein files show Bill Gates and Epstein were planning a project that simulated a pandemic back in 2017.
Because you may or may not know that Bill Gates funded something called Event 201.
2019.
What is that? Event 201 was a simulation of a respiratory virus on how it reacts to the global population.
That's on camera. You can look that up. It's on YouTube.
They did a simulation back in October of 2019 called Event 201, funded by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
So you mean to tell me, was it him and Bill Gates exchanging emails?
Him
and Bill Gates were exchanging emails, and 2 years later, it all happens.
Yep.
That's why I think COVID was was based on Epstein, and I said that before.
Right.
I said that, like,
And this guy had a big part in it. You find out he had a big part in everything. Okay, this guy was tied to everything. Okay, like the small hat that he is. They're tied to everything, and they got their hands in everything and doing wickedness behind the scenes.
I don't know. See, at that time, I didn't know there was any connection. But I was like, yo, all this Epstein shit is going on, and then the world shuts down.
Right.
And this man is tied to all of the powers that be, because they knew that it was some crazy shit that was in those files. They knew that they were all tied in there. So they had to shut down and get all their affairs in a row.
Well, here's the thing, too. Taking a step further. So Epstein gets hemmed up, right, in July of 2019. A month later, he unalives himself.
Right.
But not too long after that, the first COVID case we see, because COVID didn't start in 2020.
Right.
It started in late 2019.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he dies, and then a few months later, we have COVID, and then the whole world shuts down.
That's what I'm saying. This man has to either be some sort of demon. He has to be bald, because you shut the world down. You quote unquote die. World shuts down for like, how long COVID go? 2-3 years at least.
Yeah.
Shut down. You make your great escape when you do whatever you do.
And you could hide a lot of money, a lot of documents. You can do so much. There was so much you could have done during COVID because everything was shut down. You could have moved a lot of your affairs around.
But see, it wasn't just him though. That was a move for the world. That's why it was so weird, right? If you think about it, the whole world shut down. How did we get everybody on board?
This is how you know who's in power. Okay, they had control over the whole world. They made the whole world shut down. They made the whole world comply. And that was a test for this next thing they want to do, where they want to get everybody implanted with the MOTB. This was a test to see how much they can control, how much control they really had, and how much power they really had over the people.
All of a sudden to be a part of this. And now when you think about it, if they're all on these files, they're all a part of these files, I'm sure so many people got taken off of those files, and they're not showing us everything. Obviously it's redacted, but if you think about it, I guarantee you the people that are in power now all around the world, they either paying to get off of there and everything. So it was
something was going on.
Something was going on. That's why they did this.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually.
All right, so you seen that, man. All right. A lot of stuff is going on, a lot of stuff is happening, but I think this was one of the worst things, you know, showing that these devils are evil personified. He wanted to put his DNA inside everybody, which when you go into it and you find out about those yabs, they had a bunch of different DNA in them from different animals and species all over the world. So it won't be far-fetched for this guy to put his DNA in there too somehow, some way. Okay? Which now here we are about to go into another demic. It's going to be a lot of demics, a lot of you know, V's going around. All right, read between the lines. I can't say it because it's, you know, but let's grab a few precepts though, man. Just bringing it home. It says, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You had Bishop Nate at the IUIC, General Yohana at the ISUPK telling you to trust this man and take the yab. The scripture says, never trust thine enemy. Okay, you don't know what this man put inside of you. Okay, he said it was snake poison inside the yabs. You know, this man just can give you death on a platter, and people will take it because you're trusting in your enemy. You're trusting in your oppressor. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, he pretends to be there for you, like he cares about you, like this is for your good. Bill Gates is the main one that do that, okay? Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. And look at this guy, all right? You know, kill snakes. He said, he was emailing to himself. No, he was talking to you. Y'all was going back and forth in them emails, okay? And y'all trusted this guy as a philanthropist to put some mysterious juice inside of you. Now you dropping dead left and right. People still dying suddenly. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come now wild beast? And this man is a wild beast. Okay, you see how wicked this guy is. All everything that's coming out how he was tied into everything. That shows you that the world is being ruled over by a small number of elite wicked, okay, individuals, man. And they got their hands in everything. It says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? Nobody gonna pity you, because you've been warned. This is why the Lord sent the prophets out here to warn you. As much as we warned you, people lost accounts and videos taken down. People still went and complied to this, man. And guess what? Now you finding out. Okay? For a while he will abide with thee, but if he begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And this is what this man does. He's undermined a lot of people. Trooper says, roughly paraphrasing, how Satan masqueradeth as an angel of light. This is what these devils do. They act like they're, here to help you and make you healthy and keep you safe, and the whole time they're trying to destroy you. Okay? Let's go over here, profane. It's Esau. No, nobody is more wicked than this man. Okay, he takes the cake. Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. There is no more wicked or profane person than these Edomites. Micah chapter 2 verse 1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. This guy had power to be able to allegedly put his DNA inside these shots and got them distributed all around the world. Okay, he was all in, he had ties all into Bitcoin, ties all into everything. He was all these celebrities was cool with him. Okay? And work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they have that power. It says they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. This is the spirit of a wicked devil. Therefore thus saith the Lord YAHWASHI, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. We in some evil days, man, and the wicked are in power. Okay? The wicked are ruling. And NOT, what sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night thinking up evil plans. That was an evil plan he thought up. Okay? That was an evil plan. That was some diabolical shit. You grew up watching these shows about evil villains, and now we're reading about the evil villains, and they're the ones who pretending to be your politicians and these celebrities and whatnot. You people, idolizing these individuals, and they are the evil villains. You rise at dawn and hurry to carry them out, simply because you have the power to do so, simply because they can do it. Okay? Salak. This is annoying. This car keep doing that, man. Salak, yeah. But yeah, because they have the power to do so, man. Alright, they got the power to do all that, and in that power, they don't just do it, they abuse it. Okay, they don't just use that power to do wicked, they abuse that power to do wicked. Okay, it says, when you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance. And this is what the spirit of Esau is, man. So now this man has hijacked your DNA. Okay, he's hijacked your DNA. All right, we told you, man. Let me grab that too, man. We told you what this man was about. We told you not to trust this man. Okay? It was foolish to trust this man. It says, 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 38, but if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. That's the problem. A lot of our people, they was ignorant. Okay? And you seen what your ignorance has gotten you. Okay? Now you seeing what your ignorance has gotten you, and it's gotten you destroyed. All right? It's only going to get worse in these last days. Let's go right here and close out with this. It says, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11, that Satan should get an advantage of us. And Satan got the advantage of a lot of our people, man. That took that shit. He got an advantage of you. Now he's already inside you. You've been compromised. He's in your DNA. Okay? That shit altered your DNA. It says, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? In the NLT it says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, we are familiar with his evil schemes. And that was an evil scheme that they was, you know, putting together, man. Okay? And now here we are in these last days. The Lord is revealing everything. Everything done in the dark is coming to the light, and you find out that it's worse than you could ever imagine. Shalom, coming through all of Baba Ball.